invested in their future with you.
Friday's calling, and it's calling for a Guinness. Every Friday, it's Guinness Happy Hour at Champions Bar and Last Lap, 5 p.m. to 6:30. Buy one Guinness, get one free. 2 stouts for the price of one. 1 hour and a half. Zero excuses. Guinness. Drink responsibly.
FreedomFM1065.com. From St. Kitts and Nevis to the world, Freedom FM 106.5 FM.
Now boarding Anguilla Air Services passengers with direct flights to St. Kitts. Round trips are only $284 US. St. Kitts taxes and fees included. Come, experience the magic. Best price, best value, best service. A new chapter in Caribbean connectivity is here. Come fly with Anguilla Air Services today. From the breathtaking views as you lift off from Anguilla to the warm embrace of St. Kitts as you touch down. This service is more than a flight. It's a bridge. A bridge for families, for business, for culture, for adventure, and for strengthening the ties that unite our beloved region. With daily departures, Sunday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. from Anguilla and 9:45 a.m. from St. Kitts, and on Saturdays, a 2:30 p.m. departure from Anguilla and a 5 p.m. departure from St. Kitts. Travelers now enjoy a more dependable, smoother, more enjoyable way to commute between these two vibrant destinations. Whether you're exploring heritage sites, engaging in regional commerce, visiting loved ones, or simply traveling for leisure, Anguilla Air Services is honored to be part of your journey. Experience the magic. Fly Anguilla Air Services. Tickets can be booked at the counters in Anguilla and St. Kitts or online at your favorite booking engine. For more information, visit www.anguillaairservices.com.
Every day we're faced with choices: to spend or to save, to delay or to stay on track. It's discipline that shapes our future, because discipline means making the choice today that pays off tomorrow. Remember, discipline, choice, pays. A message from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Wake up, worship, walk in purpose. Start your day grounded in faith with morning devotions with Serenade. Uplifting worship, powerful reflections, and encouragement to strengthen you for what lies ahead. Join us Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m., right here on Freedom FM 106.5. Anointed mornings, empowered days.
Feet on the floor, but my heart looking high.
Have you heard that Mind, Body, and Soul is back?
Yes, Mind, Body, and Soul is back on Sundays at 4 p.m. only on Freedom FM, hosted by the inspiring Julie Charles. This is your go-to show for thought-provoking and uplifting conversations. Every Sunday, dive into topics that nourish your mind, body, and soul. From wellness tips to personal growth to deep conversations, Julie brings you the stories that inspire change and spark reflection. Don't miss out. Tune into Minds, Body, and Soul on Sundays at 4 p.m. and let Freedom FM guide you to a more balanced and inspired life. Minds, Body, and Soul on Freedom FM Sundays at 4 p.m.
Get the Freedom FM app now. Just search Freedom FM app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and start listening today.
Right the man for you. Nubian the number 2, the man for you. You better make the right decision, you know. Get us you are born, eh? You see election there, Nubian is the right man. He will take the problems of your damn hand. Nubian is the right man. He will take the problems of your damn hand. You better vote. Mama say, be careful the choices you make in a life. You could end up in a mansion with the wrong man, with nobody there by your side. Individually, we got the choices to make. It's just you to decide. You could end up in a...
It's 1:37 right here on Freedom FM. Today is the 21st of July. Listen, this year has flown by. Today is the 21st of July 2026, and it's time for Hot Topics. You heard the song. Nubian is here.
Most definitely.
Well, you know something? Let me introduce Nubian properly, right?
Wow.
You know, to put up the music perfect. So we have with us here this afternoon the Deputy Leader of the People's Action Movement, Mr. Nubian Grill.
Hey,
Nubian?
good afternoon, Jamie. How are you? I'm happy to be here in the studios of Freedom FM.
Yes.
106.5.
It's a pleasure to have you here on Hot Topics.
That's
Even
right.
though Hot Topics is your program.
Amen.
But congratulations
Yes, man. Thank you very much.
on, ascending to the deputy leadership of the People's Action Movement.
Right.
It
Thank
shows growth. I
It
mean,
does.
you're new to the party. It was just last year you were announced the candidates for
right.
constituency
Yeah.
2. So tell us a little bit about the journey over the year. Because that year seems like it went by kind of fast.
It did. One of the things, well, let me say thanks to all the persons that voted for me, and those who nominated me. As you could see, there wasn't any ads, any flyer out. I did not do any campaigning for that particular position.
You didn't come here and say, Jamie, I'm vying for the position of, and we're trying to get the people to... None of that.
No. It was sort of a spur of the moment thing. People saw my work ethics. They saw what I stood for. They saw that I am relentless as it pertains to making sure that people could have a comfortable life. Then everybody would be a millionaire, but you should be able to live comfortably, and that is what I stand for. And even in because they asked me to give a summary of what they can expect from me as a deputy political leader of the People's Action Movement. And it was the same thing, working relentlessly to make sure that people can survive here in St. Kitts, doing all I can, providing a new sort of creativity to the party and to the position and to the people of Central Bastia and St. Kitts Nevis on a whole. I'm an engineer, so my mind works differently. We want to do a lot more as it pertains to uplifting people, use the diversification of our economy and using creative ways and means to make sure that we could provide a safe future for the next generation coming ahead.
Not just identifying the problems, but actually formulating solutions
correct,
for those problems.
Correct. We have a huge economic problem right now in St. Kitts where people not seeing the way. And as much as the present government would flood the social media platforms, the different platforms with misinformation, how people getting through and saying Kitts is so nice and dandy and jolly, but the reality on the ground is something completely different. And so we not only want to identify those issues, but we want to find good working solutions as it pertains to housing, sports. I mean, look at how much football generated within the last couple of weeks. Can we successfully put our kids out there to, contest the World Cup? and have them perform well? What is the pathway to get that there done?
You know, I'm happy that you raised that point about the economy and how sports can positively impact the economy, because many times, and we've spoken about this before, because we've looked at education and how the education system that we have does not really cater for everybody. It does a really good job of catering for some.
Yes.
But some people are left behind. And the fact is, we still have the mindset that certain things are hobbies.
Yes.
Certain things are, not considered real jobs. Those are what you do in your spare time.
After you're done work and you want to burn some off, but blow off some steam, or you want to stay in shape, then you join a club and you kick a little football. And that is and even though that is okay, but there are young men and women out there that would like to build a future.
And the talent is here.
Listen,
we know that the talent is here.
When you look at those countries that has paid players, and you look at our squad that goes to practice 2 or 3 times a week, after they done work and go run home to take care of the family, we do really, really well. Now, if you put that into context and say, what if we had a system that was designed to produce top-class footballers here in St. Kitts, where the footballers go, they wake up and they go to an institute or they go to an area where they practice every day. For the next 4 years, when World Cup come again, what would that squad look like? You give hope. You give hope to those youngsters that have the skill and have the talent, and make sure you put them in the right position, not only to represent St. Kitts and get the pride and joy of represent your country, your homeland, but it puts you in a position where you can turn that hobby-like structure that you had into a profession that you could take care of your kids, take care of your community, and also be an example for the younger generation that come in behind you. In other areas, they have systems in place where from early, and I could give some PAM news, the People's Action Movement.
Yes, give us PAM news. We like news.
Yes, so the People's Action Movement is looking at building a sports academy that would cater for a number of disciplines. Contact sport like mixed martial art and boxing and all those other things that are high revenue generating sports. Cricket, football, track and field, where we could get our children involved early. Get them involved early. You would do more sports than academics, but you would get your maths, your English, and certain subjects. But the main course during every day, throughout your period at the academy, would be your discipline. Well, you're into boxing, or you're into cricket, you're into football, you're into track and field, discipline, nutrition, all of that you'll be getting. So if you're going to let's say you go into the institution at age 13, what would happen when you're 18? What would you look like after 5 years of being there, training and studying? What your skill level would look like? You'll be, at that point in time, you'll be 18 years old, ready to represent St. Kitts, whether in track and field, in football, in boxing. Look at Mike Tyson. When you look at most of those players, they came out of academies.
Because, and I'm happy that you said that, because we're speaking about real solutions for real problems, identifying the solutions, so creative mechanisms. Now, a lot of this has to do with mindset, and because in order to want to create the solution, you must first know that there is an issue.
Correct.
But a lot of times people see these things as not for us, but for people out there.
Yes.
Right? we've seen descendants of St. Kitts and Nevis go on to do huge things in football,
Yeah.
in American football, and we support them when they get to that level.
Yeah.
But why aren't we able to catapult our people growing up here
Yeah.
to that level? There's a disconnect. So the academy is a good idea because it will help to do that, right? It'll help to identify talent at an early age,
Right.
and provide them with everything they need to become successful. Will all become successful? Probably not.
Yeah.
But following the conversation surrounding the World Cup over the last few weeks, you hear the conversation that, the World Cup is not really, everybody doesn't come to the World Cup on a level playing field. Because some people come from countries where, look at the team Haiti, for example.
Yeah.
Right? They don't have the resources. There are some teams that go to the World Cup. Look at Iran. They weren't able to walk with their supporting staff.
Yeah.
But there are some teams, they come with nutritionists. They come with everything
Yeah.
they need. And their players don't have other jobs. Their job is to play football.
Correct.
Right? So if we could provide that kind of atmosphere in St. Kitts, so we take this seriously. This is your job. You wake up in the morning and you train
Yes.
and you play football. So from the time you're little, you know this is going to be my career.
Yes.
So no more you're telling your children, oh, stop kill that stupid ball, that can't carry you nowhere, because you know that football could carry them somewhere. Until we open our minds to that, where are we really going?
We're not going anywhere, because you would always get a one-off. Like they say, a broken clock is right at least 2 times a day. So you'll get the one-off in Kim Collins, you'll get the one-off in Atiba Harris.
And how long ago was Kim Collins?
Exactly.
That's the thing. Why haven't we been able to create another Kim Collins?
Because there's no structure in place for that. And as much as we say, well, have PE would not solve the problem.
And let's be for real. Let's be so for real, because we went to school here. And what we were doing in PE,
Running up among the players.
and sitting down in me was sitting down in a corner chatting with my friends.
Okay.
Because nobody was really forcing you to do anything in PE. You just go to PE. It's like a session where you just go outside and have some fun.
It's having the academy is being intentional about
Yes.
it. Because the academy falls in providing a piece of the puzzle, because the academy isn't the only thing. Because when we look at the traditional classes, we have 30 students in there fighting to come first and second and third. And so what it does, it limits the amount of children in one classroom. So by the time you're 13, you're either choosing to go in the sports academy.
And we also have the ones who will never come first, second, or third in the class, feeling like they are less than everybody else in the class.
Okay. You check? And so, with that said, you could now start intentionally focusing on some of your children. So look, these aren't, I don't want to use the word academically inclined, but these are more...
They learn differently. They're differently talented.
But they have the skill set to make it over here. So you can either go in the traditional class, you're either going to be in a sports academy, or you're going to be in a technical institute that you could learn a trade. Start learning a trade from early. So the technical institute would deal with your electricians, your plumbers, your masons, your arc welders, your AC repair persons, your mechanics and all of that. That would work on producing those from very early. Or you could stay in the traditional classroom, or you could be in a sports academy where you have the skills to play football, or you have the skills to do boxing, or as I said, mixed martial art, or track and field, and you be in that institute training every single day until you're 18. And you matriculate out of that, and you now become marketable. And there are structures in place to make sure they could put you in front of the right persons out there. I mean, it works all around the world. And we have to be more intentional.
And not just in sports, but in performing arts as well.
Correct.
Right? We need, because you hear about actors, really successful actors and actresses, who say, you know, I went to this performing arts high school.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we have those opportunities for St. Kitts?
Correct.
And the conversation comes up all the time about education but in reality, education does not fall on the priority list for most politicians.
It doesn't.
Because the children them don't vote.
Until you're 18. Right.
They don't. You don't see a lot of resources, and even the general public, you don't hear people advocating or lobbying for a lot of resources to be placed within the school system.
Yeah.
They just feel like, you know, the school them there, they're surviving. I went there, I come out good, so everybody gonna come out good.
Listen, you hear about TVET and you hear about other programs that teaches you a little skill.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to be more intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could seem like a hobby. You do agriculture science in school since primary school, and have some persons that would grow up and never plant a seed in the back of the yard, or never plant a tree in the back of the yard, never take care of a dog in the back of the yard for all their life. Because main focus on that. I did agricultural science.
It's
I did
a
a lot
subject.
of different. It's a subject.
And sometimes we need to stop focusing on these subjects just because, you know, and I'm not knocking at anybody and their approach. But, you know, sometimes you see these children and they tell you they have 15 subjects or 11 subjects, and it's like, what are they?
And sometimes what are you going to do with them?
And sometimes when they're listening to them, they can't even remember what the subjects are.
Listen.
Because they just do it so they could have another subject, an additional subject.
I spoke to a young man in Oldwood who was canvassing with Azad on a mango tree. Asked him if he working.
You were canvassing with Azad under the mango tree, or you went up under the mango tree?
We was canvassing, and we went under a mango tree to talk to some youngsters. And one of them said he had mostly 13 subjects, and the other guy said he had about 8 subjects. One was working, and the one with 8 subjects wasn't working. If a system like that would have been in place, he would have been able to get his subjects, or be able to say, look, I want to be an electrician, and focus and zoom in directly on his electrical studies. Or if he had skills and wants to be a boxer, he would be there training for 5 years. It ain't everybody's going to be successful, but what having these systems in place does, it increases the success rate of our children here.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, once you start to produce athletes, or your technical institutes start to produce good tradesmen and women, we could get other people from in the Caribbean to come to St. Kitts to start studying in these institutes.
And while you may not be successful becoming an actor, an actress, a boxer, a football player, you have the technical skill and the knowledge, and you may just end up teaching in these institutions.
Correct.
Because nobody says that when you finish there, you have to stay there. You can go to university, right? And train in these areas. That the academy can even, expand into a university in the future.
But what it does also is that once you are a star athlete, it gives you the opportunity to get a scholarship to go into a university. So it's just providing more opportunities for people to get to where they want to get. Because if a child in the professional, in the regular traditional classroom finishes at 18 and ready to go to university to study medicine, a child that is graduating from the technical institute, or let's say from the sporting academy, can also be ready for a scholarship to go and study, to further their studies outside anyway. You get a scholarship to go and play basketball. You get a track and field scholarship to participate and represent that particular
and even
university.
If you don't get the scholarship, you are accepted based on that talent into a university of your choice.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, again, we're going to have to work on the mindset of the parents because many parents, you approach them with this idea, they're going to be like, not my child. My child going to be a doctor. My child is going to be a lawyer. My child is going to work in the bank. Not my child. You see children who were really, really talented in primary school and high school in athletics. And that's it. From the time they finish school, that's it. No training, no nothing, because
no support.
There's no avenue.
No support. None whatsoever.
And then you hear them say, I was a good athlete in school, but what?
Yeah.
What came out of that,
Yeah. And so we need to put those infrastructures in place to make sure that our children get the best shot, all of our children get the best shot at life possible. We can't no longer wait and hope that they're going to become successful. We have to be intentional. That's why we have produced so little athletes with so much talent here in St. Kitts. Yeah, I remember even talking to a videographer around here, and if you're listening, you're going to talk to him about since 2020. Tell him, boy, make a video. He won a film festival award the other day. Telling him, yo, let's team up and let's do a video. Thing for me, it's so the world could see what we can produce here. I saw a video on Netflix that was produced in Guadeloupe, I think it was.
Banda?
I believe so.
Or Bandy, something. Somebody will correct us.
Right. Why can't we do it here? I saw Sister Sensia and some other folks did a short skit the other day. Why can't we team up and produce something here from St. Kitts? We got to start investing in our own people.
There are two young men I interviewed recently who did a movie. I can't remember. I think one was something Richardson and the other one was Allen. That was their last names, right? They produced a movie and they shot it, I think, on the iPhone. Don't quote me.
Yeah.
Because it was a while. But it made it to the local cinema.
Right.
Right?
Yes, I believe I heard Sugar Bowl was talking about it.
Yeah, it was and it wasn't it wasn't like, you hear that people making a movie, so you expect like a regular rom-com or, it was a action. What do you call those? Like
a thriller, action movie?
The ones where you have like people shooting fire and all kind of things.
Yeah.
Like a super action kind of thing.
Yeah.
Again, somebody gonna correct me because I don't really. That's not my really the kind of movie that I will look at. But yeah, and they filmed it. And when I asked them, they wrote it, they filmed it. The music was produced by one of their friends. And I realized, but we have serious talent in the federation. So how do we get them from doing that here to doing it on a bigger platform?
Correct.
How what's the next step? How do we connect that?
It's all about being intentional. It's all about prioritizing our people here and being selfish about it at the end of the day. Every other country out there going to be selfish about making sure that the people get through. I have personal experiences about that. But we got to start prioritizing our people. We must be able to make sure that this place that we call home, the people, the citizens and residents here in St. Kitts are comfortable and they can get through in St. Kitts and Nevis. Right now, it's not the case, but we can be more intentional about it. We can make sure that our youths are prepared for the future. In sports, in trades, in making sure that we could assess the amount of doctors and lawyers we have, incentivize those subjects to make sure our children could go out and if we need more pathologists, Incentivize it. We need more nurses. Look how much nurses we're bringing in from the Philippines, from Africa, all about the place. Why is it? And we need to ask these tough questions. Why is it that our people are not finding those opportunities in nursing? Why is it that our people don't want to be nurses?
Somebody can call in and tell you because our people don't like to work.
But that is the cry from certain people.
Realistically, that cannot be the answer.
It's not the answer.
It is not be the answer, because are we preparing, and that is my question, are we providing the environment for our people to take certain jobs? Are we preparing our people adequately for them to be able to take certain jobs? Don't come and tell me Kittians ain't like work, because Kittians go all over the place to work.
Yes.
Right? My grandfather was a Kittitian, and he was a very poor man, and he died a successful man because of work.
Hard work, right.
Hard work, right? So I don't understand this narrative now that, Kittitians don't like work, they're lazy. That is not true. And the thing that hurts me about that comment is that it's Kittitians that be saying it.
Listen,
right?
They have ministers who would say that. I was told by somebody high up in government that the Bastia High School and all them other projects was shipped overseas because Kittitians don't like work.
It is madness. Are we preparing? And then when they say, but people come from here and they have some skills, but are we training our people to have skills?
Yeah.
Are we doing this in a really intentional way, as you mentioned?
We have to be intentional about it.
Because how is it that people could come from other countries and they're tailors, they're tradesmen, they're electricians or whatever, but people in St. Kitts just decide they don't want any skills? If I had decided, well, I want to be a seamstress, I don't even know how I would have gone about doing that. Like, what could I have done to achieve that here?
Yeah.
What are the avenues available to me to achieve that here?
Well, as somebody may call in and tell you, well, it's up to you. It's up to you, and you ain't do it because you don't want to do it.
Yeah, but we have to have a system that provides the environment to nurture our people so that they can do these things. Because I never, ever, 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 ever spoke to a 3-year-old. You ask these little children, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
You ever hear any of them say, I want to sit down on the side of the road and be lazy?
It just happens over time.
They don't ever say that. They are interested in doing, who want to be a police, pilot, they want to be something, right? So what happens from there, and when they enter high school to the point where they just want to not do anything?
We have to be able to be intentional in providing those opportunities for our people. Otherwise, Kittitians and divisions can always get left behind. We need those structures in place to provide that sort of leadership for our people. And it can have the trickle effect, because it might be rough starting out, but once you could get 3, 4, 5 of our athletes out there coming through that system, you know what that would create? People would see there's a pathway to that. There's a pathway to success in sports. There's a pathway to success in being a proper and a good tradesman. Because you once you're a good tradesman, you would end up owning your own business and employing other people. Once you become a good athlete, you will inspire younger athletes. I have a 5-year-old son, and he kicks everything. He kick a can, he gonna kick a shoe, he gonna kick a ball, I was in Miami the other day, he wanna Ronaldo shirt, he want everything to do with football. And it ain't just now because they had World Cup. He been going to a football camp on the weekend, and I am positive with the kind of enthusiasm he has right now, if it continues, if we had a sport academy here, by 13 years old, he'll be ready to attend and have enough skills to do well. But we don't have it here. We don't have it here. And having these things in place would also add to our tourism product. Because once you start to produce good athletes, you create jobs, you create employment opportunities, you create entrepreneurial opportunities because the facility has to be taken care of. You need cooks, you need chefs, you need nutritionists, you need psychologists, you need psychiatrists, you need doctors, you need lawyers, you need
everything.
You need everybody out there. You could use past players or past athletes as trainers or assistant trainers. It provides so much opportunities, and not to mention the opportunities that it would provide for the students that attend those institutions. We have to be more intentional. Otherwise, St. Kitts people can always come last. Always come last.
And then we as St. Kitts people are going to sit down and say, oh, Kittitian's lazy. You know how that bother me?
It just irks me all the time, because when they do that, listen, when politicians and people in authority come and say it,
listen,
they do it.
No, and I could understand politicians saying that. You understand? Because at the end of the day, if a politician is not successful or is not doesn't achieve what they want to achieve, they need somebody to blame. So let's blame the people.
Yeah.
Right? So I could me ain't saying that it's right, and I'm not saying that we need to give them a pass for that, but okay. I get that. But when our own people, regular people on the street, gonna tell me Kittitians are lazy, regular, ordinary Kittitians, and then the thing is, let somebody put on Facebook Kittitians lazy and they live here or they from here. You see how we rise up. It's just crazy. People don't set out to be lazy. Provide opportunities. Provide an education system that doesn't discard poor people's children.
Yes.
And majority of the time, there is a link between poverty and underperformance. There is a link.
What you think, right? Jamaica producing so much star athletes. What you think Brazil, Argentina, Spain, America. A few years ago, China was at the bottom of the list. Those Asian countries was at the bottom of the list. No athletes. And they opened these sorts of institutes and start having children there since they're 5 years old. A 20-year-old Chinese athlete is an old athlete. Look at World Cup. Look at all those other events, them global events. China up there. Them Asian countries work their way up there, and we can provide our children with those opportunities too. We just have to be more intentional. We just got priorities. We got to take people seriously.
And we just have to stop telling ourselves that like certain things are too good for us.
Yeah.
Oh, we come from a small country. Yeah, we do. But that doesn't mean that we can't achieve just like everybody else.
Yeah. We got to do better. We got to do better by people. We really do. So, I don't know if you want to go a commercial break and open the phone lines early and hear
and
from...
let people call in. And then people... Anyway, we don't call it. But we're going to take a short commercial break. And we'll be right back.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Friday's calling, and it's calling for a Guinness. Every Friday, it's Guinness Happy Hour at Champions Bar and Last Lap, 5 p.m. to 6:30. Buy one Guinness, get one free. 2 stouts for the price of one. 1 hour and a half. Zero excuses. Guinness. Drink responsibly.
From St. Kitts and Nevis to the world, Freedom FM 106.5 FM. FreedomFM1065.com.
Every day we're faced with choices: to spend or to save, to delay or to stay on track. It's discipline that shapes our future, because discipline means making the choice today that pays off tomorrow. Remember, discipline, choice, pays. A message from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Now boarding Anguilla Air Services passengers with direct flights to St. Kitts. Round trips are only $284 US. St. Kitts taxes and fees included. Come, experience the magic. Best price, best value, best service. A new chapter in Caribbean connectivity is here. Come fly with Anguilla Air Services today. From the breathtaking views as you lift off from Anguilla to the warm embrace of St. Kitts as you touch down. This service is more than a flight. It's a bridge. A bridge for families, for business, for culture, for adventure, and for strengthening the ties that unite our beloved region. With daily departures, Sunday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. from Anguilla and 9:45 a.m. from St. Kitts, and on Saturdays, a 2:30 p.m. departure from Anguilla and a 5 p.m. departure from St. Kitts. Travelers now enjoy a more dependable, smoother, more enjoyable way to commute between these two vibrant destinations. Whether you're exploring heritage sites, engaging in regional commerce, visiting loved ones, or simply traveling for leisure, Anguilla Air Services is honored to be part of your journey. Experience the magic. Fly Anguilla Air Services. Tickets can be booked at the counters in Anguilla and St. Kitts or online at your favorite booking engine. For more information, visit www.anguillaairservices.com.
Have you heard that Mind, Body, and Soul is back?
Yes, Mind, Body, and Soul is back on Sundays at 4 p.m. only on Freedom FM, hosted by the inspiring Julie Charles. This is your go-to show for thought-provoking and uplifting conversations. Every Sunday, dive into topics that nourish your mind, body, and soul. From wellness tips to personal growth to deep conversations, Julie brings you the stories that inspire change and spark reflection. Don't miss out. Tune into Minds, Body, and Soul on Sundays at 4 p.m. and let Freedom FM guide you to a more balanced and inspired life. Minds, Body, and Soul on Freedom FM Sundays at 4 p.m.
Wake up, worship, walk in purpose. Start your day grounded in faith with morning devotions with Serenade. Uplifting worship, powerful reflections, and encouragement to strengthen you for what lies ahead. Join us Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m., right here on Freedom FM 106.5. Anointed mornings, empowered days.
Feet on the floor, but my heart looking high.
Get the Freedom FM app now. Just search Freedom FM app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and start listening today.
And we are back at 2:15 here in the studios of Freedom FM. We're opening the lines very early because you guys like to complain. Now, we don't give you guys enough time to speak. So, we're giving you 45 minutes today to call in and say what you have to say. The numbers to call in are 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. We're asking you to watch your language when you call in. Remember, this is a radio station. You're not talking to your friend on the side of the road. And be respectful. Let's take this call. Good afternoon. You are live. Okay, we missed that one. But the numbers to call in are still 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. Let's take this call. Good afternoon. You're live.
Good afternoon, Jamie. Good afternoon,
Good
Nubian.
afternoon.
Last week, Wednesday, the Minister of Agriculture had his first half of the year speaking of agriculture and whatever other portfolio that lies in his possession. But he also spoke to 700 farmers. Farm was fenced. What happened to mines? What happened to mines? If you understand what I'm speaking to.
Yours has not been fenced as yet?
Jamie, if it was, I would not have been here speaking of it presently. No. What happened to mines? Because it's a MOU, you know, Memorandum of Understanding, you know. It's like since 2023, December, the 6th of December, you know. 700. Now look at it. 700. Well, Jamie, this thing ain't just start from December of 2023, you know. This thing started back in 1999, you know. When we had hot pepper during Canada, you know. And I decided these men, we put in hand in cookie jar. And we ended up losing the market to Canada. The market that we had into Canada was like, they was paying the freight. And we were getting close to about $4 per pound for the hot peppers. And they, SSMC, had the most lands under the same hot peppers. And not even 1 cent SSMC made. Because it so happened, 1998, Hurricane George struck the island. We had to start over again. SSMC start over again. But then after now it started to stand out and it said, well, Jamie, over $1,200, they want to give me $357.50. Who do you think who do you think the fool in me? Because I tweet. Me who sent me mother children was 10 years old. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. We're listening.
You understand what I'm speaking of, and then what's now presently going on. When you hear me speak to the warfare that's going on with agriculture, right? And I say it started back about 1970, 71. When they have lands down by Ross University area. Something to do with soil and Bracha, and Bracha decided, these lands are killed. And then he had a man named King Arrow, you know, the singer sang about it, you know. Sang it the dream, you know. And but then still he ended up to bring about NACO. Because NACO was a saving grace for we the people of St. Kitts. It was a saving grace. Because when I said to say this, he had nuts, sweet pepper, nuts, sweet potato and different, even breadfruit and all. He was exporting at the city's point in time of the year. The sugar workers would have gotten about 3-4 rows. They could have planted, and so when people right now talking about double salary. Double salary was long time and more than double salary. If you understand what I'm speaking up, because the cane workers, they were getting 3, 4, 5 rows, and they plant what they decide to plant and make a money for the year end. Ham and all kind of things, carpet and all kind of things, new shoes for the children and all kind of things. If you understand what I'm speaking to. And then, I'll tell you something, after 1971, 72 going up there, by 1980, we had a new premier. NACO was walked upon. And in came SSMC. It happened. I end up with a part of the SSMC production with agriculture, with Simmons. But until again, you know, that will end up happening in a pasture, you know. Jamie, we want to talk about AK-47 and how much occasions they were pulled on me for telling me one produce, talking on the way the Thursday night, Friday morning, policeman with long AK by Jamie, and then who in power now that was in a position. But they was leaning on my side because I was bringing votes to them. But now, the shoes on their foot. But it's like Jamie, and I say, you know, no bien. That's all I'm going to say. I'll call you about 5 times. No bien. Good afternoon, goodbye.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much to Mr. Tweed for starting off the calls this afternoon. No bien, I got some information. Remember we were speaking about the movie. So somebody who was listening said good memory, really horrible memory because I couldn't remember. But she said I was listening. The names are Javid Allen and Naeem Richardson, and the movie is Power Trip CSO, right? And listen, they had people shooting fire out a finger and all kind of story, right? One of those kind of movies, and it was absolutely amazing from 2 young men in the Federation. And while the lines are quiet, I just got an update from the government of Guyana. I got it literally like 20 minutes ago, about the situation in Guyana
with the
as it
boat.
relates to the ferry. So the search and rescue recovery operations remain ongoing with 16 vessels deployed within the wreckage area. The designated search area has been expanded by an additional 400 square miles, extending up to, extending, because I don't know where that is, but to maximize the likelihood of locating any remaining persons.
Survivors. Right.
As of 1 o'clock today, the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center has accounted for 77 persons being rescued. A total of 41 bodies have now been recovered. The first recovery for the day was made at 10:15 this morning, and 14 bodies have been retrieved as of 1 p.m. today. French and local divers are continuing underwater search and recovery operations at the wreckage site. The identification of the recovered bodies are currently being undertaken by family members. Stakeholders involved in these efforts are being advised that any bodies retrieved during the search and rescued or recovery operations should be immediately transferred to the custody of the Guyana Police Force, an established facility at Charity River Dam. So that's an update. I know we have received calls today about the death toll, so it's up to 41.
Wow.
Yeah, 41. With many people still missing. So our thoughts and prayers remain with those affected. I think everybody is affected by that tragedy. The lines to call in, we missed that call, but the lines to call in are 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. That's 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546.
But when you look at it, we almost had our own tragedy here just a few weeks ago. So we still were spared. We're still lucky that it didn't turn out the same way it was.
So, okay, let's try this one. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jamie.
Good afternoon, sir.
And the next brethren for there.
Yes, good afternoon, brother.
Try you listen me carefully. I hear you talking about Kitty Sean and Nivy John, who don't want no work. But I'm going to tell you where I come from. I in the 70s, right? And I remember Bradshaw. I remember Simmons. And none of them had no program like these two governments were gone. This last Labour and Unity. You understand? That's where party laziness come from. And Bradshaw, they had more tradesmen. Some think it and need. Nobody had to come in and work. And Simmons, the same thing. Tradesman, I work with Bell, Byron, and Jenkins. They are like sons, them up 31 go just bury. Yes, but just bury. I work with all them people here. We don't have no problem. All kind of, now we got free movements, all kind of people coming. They work with this money, that's number one. And they get their jobs. I start to know citizens who's working up to now, 1 or 2 work citizens. Some of them sorry people up because they work, but some of them can't work with us hard, but they working. I got shot there by some people. And I was there last week, I hear this same brethren of the in the last man who there. Wow, pack, what up there? Shot there. They tell me what they choose it, they choose it up now. And I said I should have been there to talk to him. The building where they building next there, where they got them stand with people in German, a big building, the building up there. I asked when you walk one afternoon about 5 o'clock, how much people skittish walk over there. He said, he and Navy John, the boss man, I think he's from Old Road, and I made that annex to petition, but he said got about 3, he said got about 10 different people working out from different places in Haiti, Santo Domingo, different places. You understand? When you can get this kind of program where we got now, pep and peace, some people them gonna go work and get paid. We're going to charge it. Man, stop from school, there are 2 3 subjects, they want to go on the paper. You understand? They hold out that. And them win at our thing. And them work on the country. You understand? They should have set up things to make trade, man, not you, not for them. The people who end the sugar, if them they should have come to say, go work on some except them who not got no money will get $400 and $500 for Social Security. Because now the pension. Because the thing about it, that teachers get pension, police get pension, nurses get pension, plus the Social Security. Who work in the sugar hot sun, now get that. If a white man, they turn off and not pay off, he'll have been different. But who take over the sugar? Gotcha. And when you come to Douglas, who are paying me? Me work in the sugar. Our work in the government. So when government close that, I mean, here nobody will know that. We all come in and get pension. So me and I get Social Security. When me and they same head within us teachers and doctor and police, we work for government. Me not work for the white man, them know. Or government we work for. We all come, they don't work out that for us. Let me get me to pension. You understand? Even a man who work in the post office, a man who clean jail for government, don't get that. And you're going to tell me we're working on something where the cost, we was here 300 and a days. When my mother, grandfather, no people work on dead and gone and not get nothing. And I saw they're going to do this kind of thing, yeah? Eh? That was can you think it? Everybody had somebody, maybe 2 of you had somebody working on your name, because they work even up in the office before they got computer. Enough ladies and men were working up there. That's a part of sugar. Who work in the building part of sugar? Who cut the cane a part of sugar? Most everybody had somebody working in the sugar. And you're going to tell me up to now, people still suffer. The $500 where they was getting up and down. They should have got Social Security and ask the people them who work in the sugar case who getting $400 and $500 for their pension. Let me tell you something. 12 o'clock, from 7 to 12, in the day work, sometimes we work in the case. You know, sun getting hot after 1. They put it to 1 o'clock, and we know used to go with $200. We know used to go with $200, and man, I go with 4 and 5 now, and I do nothing. Me not vex them and kill each other, but who spoil them? Who spoil them? How are we going to get back on track? How are we going to get back on track with working? Why, that's going to be a rough thing. Rough thing I'm telling you. So, Lubian, you're going in politics, you're going to get a rough time. Man, going to just want money and a work. And I'm telling you that. Me tempted, me no about work, and I still will work. But me no want one, but I still come up. Okay. After some things, we understand? Mm-hmm. That's the problem we got. So when you talk about people that meet me and say, by tradition, they say, no, we're talking about the generation, you ain't talking to me. Mm-hmm. All right, all the best.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much for that contribution. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you are live.
Greetings, Serena.
Greetings. How are you?
I am very once you are well. That's the ancient God, you know. Yes. Because you are extending the greetings to your guest.
Yeah, man, bless up.
We are listening to reasoning. You know, me just keep call before me. And raise the point about the cane fear, working, the sugar thing. You know, my mother used to be from the Mark Night, that is free man, and go work in cane. Sometimes I go with her. My mother passed landless. Them salary there was like, hey, I tell you. You know, donkey for the world, forget the world level. You see, if we don't, the sound about people don't want to work, you know, it have a long story to it, you know. You know, you have a long story to it. Because, you know, where we come from working without getting paid. And although we know we got some mentalities around, some lazy mentalities, it is important that when people, we're not talking about them, we're talking about people who work hard. All over the Caribbean, not just Incas and neighbors, hard-working people. And it's important when people work, them be taken care of. And we not see to add up in a lot of different corners, a lot of different. So it have a long story. But the system, how the physical slavery done, so you see certain color face around the place in a authoritative position. We used to be own kif and kin. I mean, what's going on in South Africa right now? How do we get to this? In South Africa right now, they tell black people who not born in that part of the continent, maybe perhaps born in the East, Africa, the West, the North. Black people in South Africa tell people, get out of the land, get out of the space. While we down here, I fight over scarce benefits and spoil. And I kill each other over scarce benefits and spoils. Crime that is bloody and crime that is polite violence and bloody violence. We who come from a continent that is, as the Virgin was telling me down the other day, diamond rich. I mean, hey, Marcus Garvey must have a screw in where him demand. Yeah, Marcus Messiah Garvey. I mean, look at how the ways to flex. It's Westminster politics now. So you're going to come a time. And Marcus, Garvey, this is the same thing, People are put in authoritative position and do not do as they ought to do, should be stoned. Them and their family. Marcus Garvey, they use them kind of word there, Even when he went on to form a political party, the PPP, Because it's not pretty to see where we have come from hundreds of years of crime that is unimaginable. Suffering from crimes that is unimaginable from other race of people. And to see up to the time. You see the nastiness but me see we've come. You see the nastiness but me see we've comfortably with nasty surroundings. It have a lot to do with what going on amongst we, more than one elder tell me them same thing, that nastiness begets crosses. The word crosses here mean confusion of all sort. Yeah. And when we look at our environment, the way we deal with our environment, we see dead animals all out in the street, dead cat all down by the army passed the other day by the netball court, stinking dead cat there for years, and people going to and fro and just down. No. Yeah, man, the only thing we give thanks to now, because it says so, that we're not doomed. It's going to take a couple generations, but we, present here now, hey, we not ready, man. We not ready at all. We just like dry bones in the valley. Yeah, we not ready, man. We could count the one and two on the finger. We don't say it now with the Westminster child politics, You have 1 and 2 who enter that arena there, and it's not politicians. Keep the heart as the heart ought to be kept, because that's what the heart be saying, do good. Every time your heart go boop, it says do good. And you can count the politician them by your finger. What follow the heartbeat there? In this Westminster style politics here. Red. Sure. Give thanks to the time.
Thank you so much, Kuala, for that contribution. The lines are still open at 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. That's 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. Nubian, what are your thoughts? Do you think that... Okay, let's go back to the phone lines, and then we'll come back to that. Good afternoon, you're live.
Yeah, good afternoon. it's a very good program.
Can you turn down your radio a little bit, please?
Yes, I just told him to do that.
Okay, thank
No,
you.
it's a very good program, but it's amazing how we come up with all of the answers, but very rarely we have the action. And we say these things for the last 25 years of being in St. Kitts. It's like we're just saying the same things over and over. We got to understand, and Kittitians, that the job of being a doctor, a lawyer, or somebody working in the bank is no longer the places where money is. The tradesmen, all those other skilled jobs is what's carrying the world today, because office work is now being taken over by AI. Sooner or later, we won't need those kind of workers. But the people who come in, the Jamaicans, the Guyanese, and who they are the tradesmen who couldn't find work in their countries. And then they come to ours. Now, having said that, it might make us look like we are the place for like refugees, but Kittitians settle in other countries as well. So if we're a CARICOM country, we should stop saying Jamaicans or whoever these non-Kittitians are coming here. They come with a purpose. So we should provide a purpose for ourselves. The politicians, they say a lot of stuff, and by the time the election is finished, it's like memories elapse and people forgot what was said. More attention seemed to be the fact of enjoying oneself. You know, we want to dance, we wanted this, we wanted that. But we should try to think and have things in place where we must get skills. When you leave school, you have to do this, you have to do that. We have a lot of freedom, and sometimes that's not the best thing for us. Kittitians are hard-working people. Kittitians are just like any other person in the rest of the world. We just have the name because we are born here. But we are the same culture, we are the same African descendants. And until we learn how to work together, we're going to have this problem all the time. It's nice that you all are doing this program to create awareness, but it should not just be a one-off. It should be a continuous thing that is being done so our children can understand. 2, the education system seems to be based on qualifications. That's a thing of the past. It's a thing of the past. Our people should start learning to be independent, working for ourselves. We travel abroad and we work, but it's not all of us going to get through. If you were to go to those foreign countries that we attend, our people, not all of them are getting through. It's a better life here. So we should sometimes go out into the diaspora and have programs to bring our skilled people home and let them build our country, because the Chinese, the Indians, and whoever else is coming are not considering us. They're considering themselves. And that's not our fault. The politicians are doing their best, but we can't rely on them 100%. They can set the program, but if we don't take up what they set, then we're going to have the same results. Those programs from SIDF and CBI, they talk about millions being earned to those things. But is it filtering down to the people? Is it setting up programs? I don't know. Those are the things I think we need to look at. And it doesn't have to be a politician who knows the answers. Could be the guy sitting on the side of the street who is ignored, may have the answer. But we don't seem to want to share with those type of people because we think having 12 subjects from school is what makes us, not anymore. So I hope that you get the answers that you want and that our children will have the opportunity to learn skilled jobs. All the houses that have been built, those people are skilled. So we can do it as well. They're no different from us. But because this is our country, we feel that we don't have to work. And I disagree with the peace program. I disagree with all those free monies. You can give them money, but not for life, 6 months. And they go and look for something to do and earn. So another group of people could come in and earn that 500. But while they're earning the 500, they have to be doing something to show that they're capable of taking care of themselves.
Okay, caller. Thank you so much
All right.
for your contribution. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. What I believe citizens are lacking, right, Jamie, is that we don't seem to be understanding, right? All of us presently now came from a set of people before us who would have given birth to their children in the cane field and learned it in school. All of us. But then what actually ended up happening after the Right Honorable Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, and tell you some nastiness take place, The 1st of December, 1975. That was the very last election Bradshaw would have called. Petition ring of vote for Bradshaw to acquire with sugar lands. And after that, he had a kind of nastiness, and then people are now talking about sovereign wealth fund, right? Are you aware, Jamie, are you aware that a sovereign wealth fund was already in place, though?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie?
Yeah, I don't remember the name, though. But yeah.
No. Could you recall we had 51% shares in cable and wireless, then it came up to Scantel? Yeah, all these things are already put in place. Our sugar lands, these things are already put in place. But these set of men who came after, they sold them. And as Power said, good citizens. The whole thing about it, we have to stand up. Are you aware to it? The 4th of next month. That make 9 years since we paid off the IMF. Yeah, the 4th of August 2017. Yeah, I mean, actually, I tell you, study my country, Let me come to Ireland, because Ireland, people and so on, by water. Yeah, the 4th of August 2017, the then Prime Minister St. Lucia, Alan Chassanet, advised the then Prime Minister of St. Kitts to go into agriculture. The governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank advised him likewise. He paid no attention to those advice. Presently, no, Jamie. Are you aware that the salination plant, I tell me I want to see it, because 10 million EC or 10 million US, the cost for maintaining it annually. And then while that is going on, a company come from, I don't know, drilling for wells. We had these things in place before. We had these things already in place before. Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw leave these things in place before he left us. I don't know them because these persons thinking we're always retarded. No man, because ain't so. Personally, and tell you the truth. For example, right, what kind of funeral Cuthbert Montrevel Sebastian got? Because he wasn't in Corey them. Persons they said, my mother say she vote for the grandchildren to get land, and then when go vote as deputy prime minister and sell the land. Oh, good afternoon.
Yes, man, good afternoon, brother.
Thank you so much, Kashwari. It is 2:45 right here in the studios of Freedom FM. The lines are quiet. Nubian, you want to take a short commercial break and then come back?
Sure, we can. But I believe we're going to ask a question, what I think about something. But anyway,
yeah, I'm going to ask
go ahead.
it. I'm going to ask it when we come back.
Okay.
Back to school shouldn't meet you unprepared. St. Kitts Credit Union's Back to School Loan helps you borrow up to $10,000 with flexible repayment plans, fast approval, supportive terms. Invest in your child's future with confidence, because every child deserves a strong start. Start today at www.skccu.com or call 465-2272. SKCU, invested in their future with you.
Friday's calling, and it's calling for a Guinness. Every Friday, it's Guinness Happy Hour at Champions Bar and Last Lap, 5 p.m. to 6:30. Buy one Guinness, get one free. 2 stouts for the price of one. 1 hour and a half. Zero excuses. Guinness. Drink responsibly.
From St. Kitts and Nevis to the world, Freedom FM 106.5 FM. FreedomFM1065.com.
Every day we're faced with choices to spend or to save, to delay or to stay on track. It's discipline that shapes our future because discipline means making the choice today that pays off tomorrow. Remember, discipline, choice, pays. A message from the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Now boarding Anguilla Air Services passengers with direct flights to St. Kitts. Round trips are only $284 US. St. Kitts taxes and fees included. Come, experience the magic. Best price, best value, best service. A new chapter in Caribbean connectivity is here. Come fly with Anguilla Air Services today. From the breathtaking views as you lift off from Anguilla to the warm embrace of St. Kitts as you touch down. This service is more than a flight. It's a bridge. A bridge for families, for business, for culture, for adventure, and for strengthening the ties that unite our beloved region. With daily departures, Sunday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. from Anguilla and 9:45 a.m. from St. Kitts, and on Saturdays, a 2:30 p.m. departure from Anguilla and a 5 p.m. departure from St. Kitts. Travelers now enjoy a more dependable, smoother, more enjoyable way to commute between these two vibrant destinations. Whether you're exploring heritage sites, engaging in regional commerce, visiting loved ones, or simply traveling for leisure, Anguilla Air Services is honored to be part of your journey. Experience the magic. Fly Anguilla Air Services. Tickets can be booked at the counters in Anguilla and St. Kitts or online at your favorite booking engine. For more information, visit www.anguillaairservices.com.
Have you heard that Mind, Body, and Soul is back?
Yes, Mind, Body, and Soul is back on Sundays at 4 p.m. only on Freedom FM, hosted by the inspiring Julie Charles. This is your go-to show for thought-provoking and uplifting conversations. Every Sunday, dive into topics that nourish your mind, body, and soul. From wellness tips to personal growth to deep conversations, Julie brings you the stories that inspire change and spark reflection. Don't miss out. Tune into Minds, Body, and Soul on Sundays at 4 p.m. and let Freedom FM guide you to a more balanced and inspired life. Minds, Body, and Soul on Freedom FM Sundays at 4 p.m.
Wake up, worship, walk in purpose. Start your day grounded in faith with morning devotions with Serenade. Uplifting worship, powerful reflections, and encouragement to strengthen you for what lies ahead. Join us Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m., right here on Freedom FM 106.5. Anointed mornings, empowered days.
Feet on the floor, but my heart looking high.
Get the Freedom FM app now. Just search Freedom FM app on Google Play or the Apple App Store and start listening today.
And we are back for the final stretch of Hot Topics right here on Freedom FM on a Tuesday afternoon as usual. Well, let me put it differently. We have with us this afternoon the Deputy Leader of the People's Action Movement, Mr. Nubian Grill. And I know somebody going to pull out that and going to have all kind of things to say, but guess what? We don't care.
Of course not.
We really don't. So don't even bother waste your time. But the lines are open at 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. So Nubian, before we had the last two callers, I was going to ask you, because the person called in, the gentleman, and he really said that the politicians are somewhat at fault for the underproductivity of the people. You know, he said that because of politicians, people got to the stage where they felt that they don't have to work. The last caller said something similar, that people in St. Kitts feel like they're from here because they live here. They don't have to work here. Man, I really to agree with that, because that doesn't sound like it makes sense to me. But what are your thoughts?
I feel as though we need to be able to lead by example and create that sort of environment where you feel like you need to work and perform and produce and move up, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. If you work hard, if you do all that you have to do, then there's opportunities to succeed here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And a lot of times we don't lead by examples as politicians. We don't lead by examples as leaders. And so sometimes the workers feel hopeless are coming to work and they're just doing the work and then go home at the end of the day.
And some of them come to work and I don't do any work either.
Right. And so we need to be able to lead by example. We need to be able to up the productivity across every government sector. We need to be able to incentivize those who are working hard and get rid of those that ain't plan to work hard. Mm-hmm. And fill those positions with people who are desperately wanting to work hard.
And you know, that's a serious point, because there are times where politicians will come to you and say, you know, if you vote for me, I'm going to give you a job. Right? And people don't understand that when you are placed in that position, the job that they promise you, it means that you have to perform in that position. It doesn't mean that I'm putting you there for your looks or I'm putting you there just to show up. You
Right.
actually have to perform. And I think there's a disconnect there sometimes, because sometimes people are placed in positions where they cannot perform. One, they do not have the capacity to perform.
Right.
That's the beginning. And then there are some who, while they are able to perform in the position, they feel that because they were placed there because of whatever political affiliation, they don't need to, because nobody going to touch them.
Mm-hmm.
There would be no repercussions for their behavior. So I guess that is part of the problem that we're facing as well.
And it gets exponentially worse when they put a square peg in a round hole.
Mm-hmm. That's the ones who can perform.
Correct.
So you make me director of the air condition company. Once the director of any place, and anybody feel like I touching them. We just being, you know.
Yeah.
So you make me director of the air condition, but me I know how to work the air condition. I don't even know how the control look.
Correct.
Right. So
Yeah.
let's go back to the phone lines. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hi. Good afternoon, Jamie. How are
Hi.
you
Good
doing?
afternoon. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. I just want to say good afternoon to Nubian.
Hey,
I want to let him know that I appreciate the hard work that he has been doing, not just on behalf of the People's Action Movement, but on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis and Central Bastille. This is Natasha Brooks.
I was just about to say that the voice sounds familiar.
Yes, I was listening to the show, and I think sometimes we have to really appreciate and show support for persons who are fighting on behalf of the people. And Nubian has been doing that outside of politics. He has been doing that even before he became a candidate for the People's Action Movement. And I just want to encourage the people of Central Bastille to give Nubian your support. You have a good man in Nubian. He is the man with the plan, and I fully endorse him. I fully support him, and I will continue to do all that we can to make sure that we not only win the votes in Central Bastille, we win every single heart that is going to be impacted by the hard work of Nubian Grill. So I just wanted to show some love and encouragement for Nubian, because he has the people of Central Bastille at heart. And for that, I want to be with Nubian, walking side by side, just to fight on behalf of the people every day and in any single way. So I don't want to interrupt the calls if there are any others or the rest of the show. But
I think this is the final call, actually. So we want to thank you based on the time. So we want to thank you so much for calling in and sharing your perspective.
It was my pleasure.
For sharing your perspective, and we look forward to hearing more from you when you're here on your own program on Vision Friday.
No problem, Jamie. Anything for
Thanks.
Take care, Nubia.
Thanks for your word of
Take
encouragement.
care. Okay, we want to thank the political leader of the People's Action Movement for calling in, gracing us with her presence right here on Hot Topics. Well, the line's going off, and I don't say it's the final call, So, Nubia, what should we do? Take this call?
Yes.
Usually when we squeeze in the final calls. Good afternoon, you're live. Hello, good afternoon, you're live.
Oh, yes, good afternoon, Miss.
Good afternoon.
I have one major concern, really, in regards to the CBI program and the dark cloud hanging over that program, and the regret that the money made in the past really didn't see it materialize in regards to geothermal energy become a reality. For years, Nevis was well ahead with the development of geothermal. And I couldn't understand. You had the last government, a unity government, where you had the leader in Nevis, the premier, who was part of that government. And earlier, you had a coalition government, the Labour NRP government. I think Patrice Nisbet was in that Labour NRP government. All that time, geothermal was being developed. And it's really heartbreaking to see that all that money that was made from the CBI did not see it, the leaders did not see it fit to push to get geothermal energy in the Federation. I look at Dominica, because Dominica and St. Kitts seemed like there was really pushing to the finishing line to geothermal. However, Dominica succeeded in getting to the line. Dominica started last December operating their geothermal energy plant. And right now, a very sensitive time where you have that war that is driving up oil price. Our leaders had failed, really. Seemed like they were visionless to push for geothermal. Dominica, last December, they started generating geothermal energy. And Dominica right now, electricity down there is much cheaper. And it would be possible now for Dominica to attract investment to their country, because it will be cheaper to do business in regard to the cheapness of energy, especially at a time right now when the oil price keep climbing. And really it is sad to see now that the CBI is facing its greatest threat, that this will not materialize. And these leaders, they know who they are, sat there, playing politics. Nevis already was more advanced in the development of geothermal. And then, for some reason, they say think it must have the geothermal. They must start to do the geothermal. Instead of doing what, and I must give credit to Prime Minister Joe. I think he came 10 years late, at least 10 years late. He see it fit, and it's a race against time to get with the Premier Navy. That's what should have been done years ago to really push for geothermal development. He take the bold step. He may have his challenges, but he stand out to me in regard to geothermal development as a brave leader. The rest have failed the country. And we would see our people electricity supply being cut off. Our people would suffer because, and for one, the CBI in itself subsidize electricity for our people, the bills, and with all of that threat becoming a reality, we in serious problem.
Okay, caller, yes, but
and I pray to God that our leaders would get vision, because we need the vision the people perish.
Okay,
and it couldn't happen until a worse time than now, when we see that war. It seemed like it wouldn't end.
Yes, but we've
Continue
got to go because we are over time, and the DJ who is taking over, he's already out there, so we got to make space, right? So thank you so much for being our final caller this afternoon. Nubian, any final words? Because,
Yeah, well, as you said, we over time, but I just want to let people know that the People's Action Movement is here. We are strong, and we have our convention this weekend on Sunday. So we're inviting everyone to come out to our convention, and we need to be more intentional. Back onto the topic that we spoke about, we need to be more intentional when we look at how do we provide opportunities for our children. We need to be more intentional as how we make our children more successful, how we prepare our children to lead St. Kitts and Nevis, how we prepare them for the future. And so under People's Action Movement government, we will be preparing everybody to face these tough roads ahead. It's unpredictable, so the most we could do is prepare. And you would find that in the People's Action Movement and also in Nubian Greer in Central. The man for you in number 2.
Okay, thank you, Nubian, for continuing to come and bring hot topics to the people. This is how we're going to end hot topics for this afternoon. Thank you so much to all of you who chose to spend your afternoon with us. To all of you who chose to call in, thank you so much as well. Coming up next on Freedom FM, we have DJ Ringe with the Sort Out Show.